Hi, everyone, and welcome to the webinar. My name is Susanna Lovejoy from Turno, and today we'll be diving into our latest feature releases, including a little surprise. And then we'll open the floor to your questions and product suggestions. On the right side of your screen, you will see a box for comments or questions, and I encourage you to type one in at any time. Now, I'd like to introduce our speakers for today, Senior Product Manager Taylor Smith and Head of Support Isa Bortolossi. Isa, why don't you get started by telling us a bit about yourself?
Hey, Susanna, thank you. So I'm Isa. I'm head of support at Turno. That means that I run the customer support team. I've been at Turno for 6 years, so it's been a long time. There are people that are older than me in the company, but I'm one of the of the eldest here. So yeah, that's about it. Taylor, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. It's great that you've been here for so long. We always appreciate that. So I'm Taylor, and I'm a senior product manager at Turno. I'm also a host on Turno. Been in the short-term rental industry for about 10 years now, working at a few companies in this industry. I'm based in Denver, um, and am 6 months in to Turno, so excited to be here.
Nice. Let's jump right into it. So,
Awesome.
to start, I want to talk a little bit about Turno. Turno was founded in 2016 and it has grown to be a globally distributed team of 150 teammates across 9 countries. I, for example, am in Brazil. I forgot to mention that. So, yeah, it's nice that we have so many people. It's a diverse company. And we are dedicated to building a product that people love while sustaining a culture that celebrates our people and our industry as well. We are a single platform that sources and manages the entire vacation rental cleaning life cycle, which means that we can optimize operations. We basically help hosts connect to their cleaners, schedule their cleanings, and have this one hub, this one place to manage their cleanings, and which also helps manage their properties and ensure that their guests have a great stay at their property. We also host the industry's largest STR marketplace, featuring vetted and experienced Airbnb cleaners all over the world, which means that hosts can jump into Turno even if you don't have a cleaner. You can find a cleaner there. You can connect to new people and find someone who is going to match what you need for your property. You can chat with cleaners before they go into your property and make sure that they are the right person to be cleaning your property. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about our newest releases, Turno, some of our features that have been released recently. And I will take it over to Taylor to talk about the first one, which is mid-stay cleanings.
Awesome. So this one I'm really excited about. This is our mid-stay cleanings. And so what this is, as I mentioned, I'm a host on Turno, and what we're providing here is the ability to do mid-stay cleanings. And so for those longer stays, maybe you have a rental that's 30 days or more. I think that guests really appreciate doing a mid-stay clean and being able to automate that and then create it into a reoccurring service. And so what we've done here is allow you to have these implemented through Turno. So it helps with the scheduling. I think it goes a long way with the guests when you do those cleanings too. As a host on Turno, I've utilized this feature, and I think it gets a lot of good rep with the people that are staying at your house. It allows them to kind of feel like you care for them as a host, and I think it really helps with getting good reviews, especially in that cleanliness attribute in the review section when they're reviewing your property. I'll let you
Oh,
take the next feature.
nice. The next one, oh, there's another slide about the mid-stay cleaning. It's showing how it
Oh,
works.
awesome. Yeah. So for each of these properties, let me just zoom in here really quick. Yeah. So for how it works, this is basically what you'll see on your screen. So you can select a without mid-stay cleaning schedule, and then you can also do a with a mid-stay cleaning schedule. And you're able to automate this through our projects deck, and you're able to set these up every couple of days. deciding when you want this to occur, and then also making sure that your guests are aware of what's going on as well. So making sure from a technical standpoint, you're setting it up, scheduling correctly. So all of this in the Turno platform, which is very easy to utilize.
Nice. I was very excited about this one because it's one that we hear a lot. We were hearing a lot from hosts that they really wanted this feature to be released. And it makes sense. I was on vacation a few weeks ago and I stayed at an Airbnb for 2 weeks. And it does make sense. Like, of course, I was cleaning by myself because the host was not using Turtle. If they were and they were able to set the mid-stay cleanings, that would have been awesome to have someone and go in there and just refresh the place, reset the place while I was still there. So it's a highly requested feature, and we were really excited about it getting released because hosts really, really wanted this feature on Turno. Nice. So the next one is for reimbursements and overtime. This feature is useful for whenever your cleaner needs to grab supplies for cleaning or for a stay, if they worked extra hours after a particularly messy guest, if they had to do anything that was not particularly foreseen that they would have to do and ended up having to stay a little bit overtime at your property. Cleaners can now submit reimbursement and overtime requests inside Turno, which means that they don't need to ask you for a payment outside of the app or even have to send an invoice or things like that. They can do that directly internal, and this request can be connected to the project that they completed, which also means that information is also more organized for the host to know where an expense came from, what it was related with. It now shows to the host when the cleaner uses this feature, it will show to the host what project that reimbursement or overtime request was related to. So it really helps ensure that your bills are accurately and quickly settled and makes sure your properties stay stocked and guest ready as well, because many hosts use their cleaners to also help with inventory. For example, we have an inventory feature on Turno too, and that way cleaners can grab items on their own, then bring it to your property, and you don't need to worry about that being a problem anymore. How it works is your cleaner can submit a request detailing the expense that they are requesting for, including the amount and a receipt if they have one. They don't need to add a receipt, but they can add a receipt if they have one, which shows exactly the amount that they spent, or for overtime hours worked. You'll then receive a notification internal, which is also great, so that you can know that your cleaner needs that payment and you can easily approve or reject the request. In the past, hosts using Turno could make these payments within the platform too, but they needed to use the manual payments feature, which still exists. But now, like I said, these expenses can be more organized and not simply a random manual payment in your payments history that you don't really remember what it was for if you didn't write a description. So now it shows what project it was related to, and you can easily just approve or reject it. And once approved, the payment is automatically sent to your cleaner, just like any other project payments in your Turner account.
Yeah, I think this is really big for hosts, especially with multiple properties and being able to
Yes,
organize that in a way. So very exciting that the design team has really laid that out very cleanly and hopefully a way that
yes.
our hosts would be more organized.
Yes, that's right. Okay, I showed a little spoiler there. I'll take it over to Taylor now to talk about the performance bonus.
Awesome. So performance bonus. This is a new feature that we're really excited about. I use this with my cleaners. And what it is basically being connected to Airbnb, we're able to see when a guest selects 5 stars for your cleaning. And we want to encourage cleaners to, we know that they're doing a great job, but rewarding them for doing that great job. And so when we record on Airbnb that you got a 5 star rating of your cleanliness, we have automated a system where you can now reward your cleaners with an extra bonus for hitting those milestones. So This is encouraging that high quality service, um, automatically rewarding them. So you're not having to go back into the system. It's, hey, if you got me a 5 star on my property, we want to reward those cleaners. And it's hands off. So, every time I get a cleaning between guests, it's great to know that my cleaners are being taken care of automatically. Um,
Nice.
and you can go to the next slide with how it works. So, where you can find this is the Quality Center, and you go to the performance bonus. Here you can select the properties that you want, and then you select the amount of that bonus. And so when a guest leaves a review and says that we thought this was a 5 star cleaning, then we automatically add the bonus into the full payment. So very hands off, and it's a great way to encourage great work on our platform and make sure that the cleaners that we're providing to our hosts are, top notch and, taking care of that home.
Nice. Really like this feature. It's so nice that it's so hands off, right, Taylor? You don't need to
Oh,
worry about
totally.
it. It's like, I want my cleaner to get a bonus. They will get a bonus if they did a good job. That's awesome.
I think that's my favorite part of Turno is them, the hands off, being able to automate, these reoccurring services, taking care of your home, and then making sure that, both the cleaner side and the host side are benefiting here.
Yes, that's right. Cool. Next one is cleaner tipping. Not to be confused with the performance bonus, the cleaner tipping is actually from your guests. So this means that you as a host can reward your cleaning team with performance bonus, and your guests can also reward your cleaning team if they arrive at your property and like how clean it is, they can just tip your cleaner on their own. This is how it works. You go to your Turno account and you can print a QR code by going to the guest center and visiting the cleaner tipping and selecting your property. That way you'll have the option to select how you want to generate this QR code. You can generate a link, you can generate a PNG or a PDF. So it's really easy to set up. You can use it however you like. This means that you can use the PDF to print it and put it on the wall of your property if you want it, so that your guests can simply scan the QR code and just tip your cleaners directly from there. Or you can use a PNG image to add to a document of your own. If you have a guide for a guest, when they get into your property, if you have a guide explaining certain things around the house, they can look at that guide and have the QR code in there, or you can simply share the link with the guests. This means that your guests will be able to tip your cleaner securely by being directed to a secure tipping screen to make that payment, and your cleaner gets paid. They will get tipped the same way they get paid, just the same way they get their performance bonus, their cleaner payments, the reimbursements. Everything is within Turno, and they don't need to leave Turno to be able to receive these payments, these bonuses, or these tips. Really nice. Okay, Taylor. So now we're going to our big reveal.
Awesome. Yeah. So coming soon, and actually, we should have changed this. It was actually released today, this morning. The developers have been working really hard to get this deployed, and so I'm really excited to announce that we now have Rental Handy Pro. So this is a new category for Turno, and we've been listening to the customers. What do they need to be successful in their business? And one of our big initiatives this year has been this Rental Handy Pro, this maintenance service on our platform. We want to make sure that we're encompassing all of the needs to property manage your home. And so Rental Handy Pro is your go-to for all the upkeep and maintenance needs. So what this means is you'll soon start to see some of maybe your cleaners, existing cleaners or new cleaners coming onto the site or the product and showing that they are now a Rental Handy Pro. And so these are tasks such as appliance fixing or basic repairs or minor lawn work. So these are tasks that you can do, say you're remote and you needed something at your property, something needed to be fixed quickly. We now allow you to select different users on the site to address these problems. So, you know, rental handy pro and cleanings now. You can find rental handy pros on our site. You can now schedule and manage different projects through our projects feature, and then you're able to pay these rental handy pros maintenance users. So this is kind of our first initial MVP, call it, but I'm really excited to see that this has gone out. I'm excited to see what it opens up for a lot of the people, a lot of our users, and yeah, no, very exciting.
Nice. This is also a highly requested feature because, you know, we're always talking about how Turno is a hub for how you can get your property ready for your next guest. And one feature that we released in the past that helps a lot with not only cleaning, but other problems that might come up in the property is exactly the problems feature where cleaners can report problems on your property. So being able to have a maintenance person, a handyman person working directly internal means that you'll be able to handle all these problems all in one place. So as your cleaner reports a problem, then soon, if you don't have a handyman or a maintenance person, you'll be able to find this person on the cleaner on Turnell's marketplace as well, and you'll be able to share these problems with them, set up projects, maintenance projects for them to be able to go in there and fix whatever is broken or whatever needs to be done in your property, not just cleaning. So yeah, this is great. Really excited about this feature.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how like our hosts and pro communities grow with this with this new capability. I think it opens up a lot of earning opportunities, and people, as we can see in the
Yes,
data, people are starting to get really excited about this, signing up to be that rental handy pro to help out hosts. And I'm hoping it's a capability that helps people grow their businesses in that short-term rental market. Maintenance is something that can be difficult with timing and organization. And so the way we're trying to move forward in Turno is, how can we have this all a one-stop shop where you can have all your needs for your property in one space? So very excited about all of this.
exactly. Very nice. Love that. Okay, Susanna, I think we're ready for feature requests.
Congratulations, everyone. That was so excellent. You guys were getting a lot of really good feedback in the question and comment thread. And it's so funny that Rental Handy Pro was able to launch this morning, Taylor. Congratulations. I wish I could take credit for scheduling this webinar today. But again, for those on the call, we thought we were giving you a heads up, and you are leading edge on the inside scoop. Okay, great. So thank you both again. That was amazing. But let's dive into what our users are asking for next. I would like to start with Beth. Beth says, I want my inspections to be automatically added to my employees' calendars for each booking. Am I wrong? Is that something we already have, guys?
Yes, we already have inspections internal. That means that you can either set manual inspection projects, but you can also set up automatic inspection projects for someone to go in and check after your cleaner was there, after a maintenance person was there. You can have someone go in and inspect before your guest comes in or right after a cleaning, whatever you need. You can set it up in your property settings.
Awesome. I love hearing that. Our next suggestion is from Andrew. Andrew's rental is pet friendly. He says, I'd love for my pet cleaning fee to be automatically added when any guest adds a pet. Now, I don't think that's something we have yet, right?
Yeah, we
Uh,
have recently released patch information from certain integrations on Turno. We used not to be able to show pet information, like if there were pets at your property, if there will be pets at your property. Today, that's a reality. So, Taylor, do you have anything for us regarding being able to set a specific cleaning fee for when there are pets in a property?
yeah, I think like you said, being able to be notified that there is a pet on the property, we get that information and then we can automate those different changes. So right now it is something that we're thinking about. I'm not sure where it fits in the roadmap currently, but it is something that is on our mind and looking at for maybe that Q4, Q1 coming up.
Nice. Love to hear that.
Excellent. Next suggestion is from Hannah. Hannah says, please add the ability to assign more than one cleaner per job.
That
We
is
do
something
hear
you
that a
can.
lot.
Yes, we hear that a lot. Right now, what you can do is your cleaners can use Taskbird, which is Turno's sister app, as we call it, where your cleaners can have a team and they can assign their team to, they can assign as many people as they need to a specific property, specific project, sorry. They can connect their Turno account to Taskbird and then share projects with their team. But yeah, if you are using like more than one marketplace cleaner, they don't really work together. They don't really know each other, but you need more than one person to be there at your property. Right now, your best bet would be to create a manual project for that project that you'll need more than one person to be working on it. And just let each cleaner know that there will be someone else in there. But it's definitely something that we're looking into to make this more streamlined for hosts that are using the marketplace, because really the Taskbird option works great for people who are using a team that works together. But yeah, if you're using marketplace cleaners, we'll talk about that. We'll be looking into that.
Awesome. Next question is from Bonnie. Bonnie says, my cleaners need to have the app and checklist in Spanish for their team members to complete projects better.
Great question. And it's something that is actually we're looking at right now. It's one of our 2025 kind of big bets. And, with international and language translations, we're doing a lot of research right now to implement a lot more different languages so that our platform can be utilized in different languages. Our goal right now is around 20 languages, and you know, implementing those each quarter based on where we see the biggest language needs right now. But it's a great question because we are focusing on that, and that will be something in this next month we'll be looking into very strongly.
Excellent. And we have another question here from Allison. Can you talk a little bit about the background feature of cleaners? Is that something that you already have?
Oh, like background checks?
I think she's talking about the backup cleaner feature. I
Oh,
think it
backup
sounds like we
cleaners.
I think yes. So I know we have that. Let me respond to you, Allison, but I think that's your question.
Yes, if you're talking about backup cleaners, we definitely have that feature internal. And a feature request that we hear a lot is for hosts to be able to add more than one backup cleaners, like being able to set the preference. Because the way it is today, we have primaries and backups. That means that your project will always go to the main primary cleaner in your property first. If that primary cleaner can't accept a project and rejects it, then it goes to all the backup cleaners in your property. And some people sometimes prefer, like, oh, I have backups, but like there's a backup who is my preferred one, and then there's the others. And today we can't do that automatically. There is no feature to be able to set like priority within backups, but that's something we hear a lot. And I don't know, Taylor, that that's in the plans yet, because I think it would be a little bit complex to do, but it's definitely something that has come up in meetings, and we have talked about it extensively.
Yeah, definitely something that we're talking about, and we always encourage those backup cleaners. And then also, you guys have probably heard about the cleaner guarantee. So making sure that you're backed up completely, where cleaners not showing up, or being able to guarantee that your place is going to get cleaned. So there's a lot of things that we're thinking about in this realm. So yeah, I think you covered most of what we're talking about.
Nice.
Excellent. I think we should pivot now to questions. We have a little bit more than 5 minutes left, and we have a lot of questions coming through, which is great. I'm going to start with Piper. Can two vacation rental managers with separate accounts link to the same Airbnb profile?
Um, as in co-hosts, I guess.
Yeah, they sound like co-hosts to me.
Yeah. Okay. So internal, you can have co-hosts. The way it works is a main host account can connect to whatever integrations they need and set up their properties. And any co-host that they invite will have access to whatever properties the main host wants that co-host to be able to see. So as a main host, you can even select what properties and what cleaners you want your co-host to have access to. You can set what the permissions will be within your account. And that main host is going to be the person who adds integrations to their account. I think a host can have the option to add integrations as well, but this will all live within the same account. So if you have more than one Airbnb account to connect to the same Turno account, the same company account, let's put it like that, with the main host and several co-hosts. Right now, that's not a possibility. You need to add just one integration. For example, if you have more than one Airbnb account, you're probably going to need a PMS, a property management software, so that you can connect all of your platforms where you are listing your property to be able to bring them all into Turno. But we do have several integrations. We are partnering with several PMSs in the industry. So you're probably going to be able to find something that works for you.
Awesome. Next question is from Allison. She wrote, how does the bidding process work? I had to sign up for Turno before I was ready to initiate any cleaning services, and now my bids are expired.
Oh, cool. If your bids are expired, please reach out to our support team. They are great. They will help you restore all of your bids. Right now, we have, there's a time for bids to exist just to make sure that we can guarantee that a host will chat with the cleaner and accept their bid while they are still available, because we know that some cleaners in some areas are really busy. So that's why bids don't exist forever. They will be there for a while just to guarantee that for you. But yes, if your bids are expiring, please reach out to our support team. They will be able to restore your bids, and you will be able to go back to chatting with those cleaners and finding the best fit for you. Also, if you don't have your property listed yet, our team will also be able to help you, because right now we require you to add a calendar to be able to accept bids, but our team will be able to help you with that too. And you can chat with those cleaners, meet with them, set up a walkthrough if you need to, so that your cleaner can get to know your property before they actually go and clean. Because the way bids work, the idea is that you are hiring that cleaner to have this long-term connection with you, so you don't need to worry that you are not accepting a cleaner's bid to just one cleaning or just one project. The idea is that you will establish a connection with them, and you'll be able to have them return to your property every time you need a cleaning. And in the long term, in the grand scheme of things, if at the end of the day that cleaner you selected doesn't work, you can also remove them from your team. There's no problem. And you can also reach out to our support team with whatever you need. We have live chat, and you can also reach us through email at help@turno.com if you need. We'll be able to help you with your bids.
Awesome. I think we have time for two more questions, but one of those I'm going to give you, Taylor, a bit of a combo question about mid-stay cleaning, because I know you had some personally just last
Yeah.
week. One question from Margot, how do you apply a mid-stay cleaning? And then from Claire, who pays for a mid-stay cleaning?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Isa, I don't know if you can go back to that slide,
Yeah,
if we
sure.
want to take a look at that. Um, so there is a section in your projects where you can smart automate this through this slide right here. Um, so in this, you'll be prompted with a modal that you can decide without or with a mid stay cleaning. You're going to select if the stay has to be longer than this amount, and this will then charge. This will be charged to the guest who is who's staying at your house. So this would either be put into your cleaning fee. This might be an additional cost, and then you can also talk with the guest to make sure that they want a mid-stay clean. Sometimes on Airbnb, I do think there is a functionality where you can request this during it, and the host let the guest know that if you decide to do a mid-stay cleaning, this would be paid outside of the stay. So this is the main screen here, the mid-stay cleaning, how you can set it up and automate it.
Awesome. And our
Cool.
final question, also about mid-stay cleanings, is from Mandy. Yeah, this is definitely a popular one, you guys. Mandy's question, will the mid-stay clean be done by bidding the job like the cleaners do?
By
I think the
bidding the
question is,
job,
Oh,
who
like,
does the mid-stay clean get
right.
assigned to? Would that be your normal cleaner, your regular cleaner?
Yes, it goes to cleaners just like all of the other projects you have, either manual projects or automatically generated projects. It works just like any other project in your schedule. Cleaners will be notified, and as we were talking about primary and backup cleaners, it will work the same way as well. So your primary cleaner will see that mid-stay cleaning project first. If they can't do it and reject it, it will go to your backups.
Love
and
it.
I
Yep.
think
Use the teammates you have, right? In terms of rather than
Yes,
starting fresh. That makes
exactly.
sense. Yeah. Sorry, Taylor,
Mhm.
I cut you off.
no, and I was just gonna include the importance again, just from being a host on Turno and the experience that I had, it went a long way. It goes into the review from that guest who stayed at my place. They were really happy with getting a mid-stay clean, kind of like what Issa was saying, like having a little bit of a refresh in the house. They're probably traveling, so that you're going to provide them with some cleaning stuff, but it's kind of nice to have somebody come in, clean the house, and get a brand new Airbnb basically, and maybe there's stuff to restock. Not everyone has cars. There's a lot of great things that I think come with this, and I'm really excited that this is part of that cleaning Airbnb short-term rental experience, because it is competitive where you want to be addressing these things of what being put into the shoes of a guest is, I think, what Turno is really doing here.
I love that. I love that you're seeing the mid-stay clean actually on the other end in your reviews, delighting the guests, elevating their experiences, all of those push button kind of terms. I love it. Okay, great. So we are at time. I want to thank Isa and Taylor so much for being here. Taylor, Isa, if you don't mind, yep, she's going to put up our contact us slide. There are multiple ways to get in touch with with us. We are always here to help, and we always have someone live standing by. We will go ahead and send off the slides for this as well as the recording on Friday. So I hope everyone enjoys, or at least those in the US, enjoy your holiday tomorrow. Thank you again to Isa and Taylor and to everyone who came by. And we hope that you found it fruitful and have a great rest of your week. Cheers.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Taylor.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Susanna. Thank you to everyone who attended. See ya.